A lot of movies explore the possibility of time travel as a net positive. Marty McFly's life-changing adventure in Back to the Future, the Avengers saving the universe in Endgame, whichever Harry Potter movie has that spinning thing in it. But is there a movie that rejects the benefits of time travel? A film that teaches you to stop wanting this fantasy? Yes. About Time. Richard Curtis's 2013 rom-com, which is so much more than a rom-com.
But the men in the family can travel in time.
So how does this cozy British film dismantle one of cinema's oldest power fantasies? About Time opens like a wish has just been granted. A shy young man, Tim, learns he can travel back within his own life. No paradox charts or cosmic stakes, just do-overs. Tim uses his power exactly the way most of us would, not to fight crime or prevent world-ending catastrophes, but to fix his own social awkwardness. And this is where About Time starts to subvert the fantasy, because in most time travel movies, time travel gives you control. There are some obstacles in the way, but the control is there. About Time nods to this lack of control early. When Tim shoots his shot with Margot Robbie's character, she rejects him, saying,
"It's just a shame you left it till last night. We should have tried creeping along the corridor while we still had time."
Okay, the last night was a bad idea.
Very bad idea.
Then, when Tim time travels and asks her earlier in the week, she still rejects him, but this time with a different reason.
Why don't we see how the summer goes, and then you ask me again on my last night?
Your last night?
Yes. Try me on the last night.
A core thread running through this film is that this is not a superpower, but more of a unique ability. It's like being able to run really fast, or be very funny and charming in social situations. Tim's rewinds are band-aids. He isn't rewriting history, he's editing himself. By focusing time travel down to this seemingly small and mundane ability, the core of the film's worldview is set up. The problem was never time. The problem is ourselves, or more specifically, who we are when we live through time. Enter Mary. Their meet-cute is adorable, awkward, charming, and then Tim loses it. Literally. Because he rewinds to help out his roommate, he accidentally erases the timeline where he met the love of his life. That's a bummer. It's worth pointing out here that one of the major criticisms that is often leveled against this movie is that essentially it's a film about men manipulating women without their knowledge, specifically Tim manipulating Mary. And this is an entirely fair criticism, regardless of what the film's overarching themes are. Speaking of which, watching Tim's journey to win Mary back exposes something to us about this film. Time travel can help you fix individual moments, but not the complexities of human relationships. You still have to show up, you still have to be genuine, and you still have to take emotional risks. Despite us and Tim knowing how well Mary and he got on in the restaurant, their second meeting is awful because it's not genuine. It's built on prior knowledge only available to Tim because of the time travel.
Your name's Mary.
That's distinctly weird. How do you know that?
In this instance, time travel isn't a cheat code, it's a crutch. A crutch that Tim leans on just enough for us to realize the movie is about to kick it out from under him. Fast forward through their relationship, where we don't actually see Tim use his power that much at all. Now let's come back in when they have their baby. Ready for About Time to commit maybe the single most quietly devastating twists in rom-com history. And it goes by before you even can fully comprehend it. When Tim changes the past after his child is born, he gets a different child.
Hello there, little boy. You just wait there. I'll be back in a minute.
This is where the film fully rejects every time travel fantasy, because most time travel stories have a much more relaxed approach when it comes to consequences. Even in a film like Back to the Future, Marty stumbles around the 1950s.
Hey, Dad! George! Hey, you in the fight!
And it has nothing but positive impacts on his present day. But Richard Curtis does something more grounded, more terrifying, and more emotionally honest. He tells us that the precious things that exist in our lives are a culmination of all the actions we've taken in our past. Suddenly, time travel isn't a gift, it's a danger. Tim learns that every choice locks in a new part of his life, like emotional save files he can't overwrite. Time travel becomes an emotional minefield.
A quick word.
Yeah, sure.
I can't go back past the birth again, can I?
No, I should have mentioned that. You're okay till it comes out. But the exact sperm at the exact moment got you this particular baby. So if you do anything the tiniest bit different, you'll have a different child.
We can't talk about this film without talking about Tim's dad. Because if the love story with Mary is the heart of the film, the relationship with his father is the soul. Their scenes together are warm and gentle, filled with the kind of affection that feels lived in.
You got the album.
Yes! Check out those specs! Come on with the game!
They're the emotional battery that powers this entire story. And then the movie delivers its most profound emotional blow, when Tim's father tells him that he has cancer and that he's known for years.
It may have been the smoking, but I couldn't undo that, as it was before you were all born. And anyway, your mother definitely wouldn't have gone out with me if I hadn't been such a sexy smoker.
And suddenly the true cost of time travel crystallizes. Tim could keep going back forever, keep having chats, playing table tennis, stealing infinite goodbyes with his father. But then his father suggests something radical. Maybe the point of life isn't infinite time. Maybe it's appreciating the time you already have. This isn't Avengers Endgame logic. There is no whatever it takes. There's no undo. There is only acceptance. And the final goodbye between Tim and his dad hits so hard because the movie trained us to expect a solution. And then gently, lovingly, shows us that some moments are meant to end. The power fantasy dissolves and the human reality remains.
My son.
My dad.
So what's left when time travel stops being useful? Well, it's living. Tim reveals his father's one rule: relive every day twice. Once with all the stresses and frustrations of a normal day, and once noticing the beauty in the ordinary. But then Tim goes one step further. He stops time traveling altogether.
The truth is, I now don't travel back at all, not even for the day. I just try to live every day as if I've deliberately come back to this one day, to enjoy it, as if it was the full, final day of my extraordinary, ordinary life.
And this is the film's ultimate thesis. If you live each day like you could redo it, eventually, you won't need to. This film beautifully lays out its core ideas so blatantly, in a lesser film, it'd come across as contrived or ham-fisted. Tim ends the film not as a time traveler, but as a person finally awake to his own life. About Time doesn't dazzle with sci-fi spectacle. It sneaks up on us with emotional clarity. It starts as a comforting fantasy, playing out scenes we've all thought about and wished we could do in our own lives. And then, gently, scene by scene, it dismantles that fantasy until we're left with something far more profound. The real magic isn't time travel. It's being present. It's being aware. It's love. About Time teaches us not to escape the timeline you're in, but to actually live in it. Not to rewrite your days, but to feel them.
We're all traveling through time together, every day of our lives. All we can do is do our best to relish this remarkable ride.
And by the end, you realize that the film hasn't just told you a story. Hopefully, it's changed the way you see the ordinary moments that make up your life.